Chapter 9. Dwarf King Ironhearth answers the call. Dwarf King Dormir Ironhearth stood on the highest point of the mountain range he ruled over, and looked from afar at the army building across the waters on the barren wasteland. It had been about a year since he and King Brock of the Human Kingdom lands sentenced Brock's traitorous general, Landon Rosser, and his men into exile onto that almost lifeless island. The two kings and allies knew the exiled men would survive, but how could they have become so strong again, and so fast? Suddenly, earth shot up from below the water. King Ironhearth watched as the dirt fell and slowly formed into a narrow strip, connecting the barren wastelands to the dwarven mountains. Though he kept quiet, Ironhearth heard the gasps from his fellow dwarfs from behind him and at his left side. While almost all the watchers of the high mountain around him were in awe, he heard a familiar voice from his right that, like himself, had kept his calm. "What are your orders, my king?" replied Shalamok. King Ironhearth's lead general was young, less than half his age, without even a tinge of gray in his beard. However, he had shown unwavering allegiance to the mountain kingdom of Raymouth Vines, along with bravery and wisdom in battle beyond his years. "Ready our defenses. Alert your soldiers," spoke Ironhearth calmly. "I am stopping all mining as of now, until we can assess the situation more clearly. I want everyone who can lift an axe ready. Only the blacksmiths will remain working for obvious reasons, but their battle axes are to be always at arm's length." Shalamok put his right arm over his chest and bowed, then started to walk quickly but calmly away. After a few strides, the dwarf general stopped and turned back at his king. "My king, shall I send a messenger to King Brock?" "No," replied the dwarf king, even though it probably was the right thing to do. But he knew he could do that later. Now was the time to show strength and resolve in front of the watchers of the high mountain, and in so doing, to all his kingdom. "Whoever or whatever is coming across the water is this kingdom's foe," continued King Ironhearth as he stroked his long gray beard. "This battle is ours. I know Brock would be at my side if I called." Then he looked at the many watchers before him, whose eyes were staring back at him. Ironhearth raised his voice. "We are enough. We will defend our mountains." First it was Hadamir, the grizzled veteran leader of the watchers of the high mountain, that raised his axe. Then the others behind him lifted theirs as well, and together gave a loud battle cry. General Shalamok stared back at his king with his eyes wide and beat his breast. "Yes, my king." Then he started down the mountain. As the yells and clanging of axes continued all around Ironhearth, he looked back again at the barren wasteland, and the new magically constructed land bridge that was now connected to the large seashore below. He would rain down boulders on Rosser's men and the goblins that were exiled along with them. However, now the real problem was what Rosser had found. And that new strength and power, whatever or whoever it was, would soon be coming their way.